Hello, I'm Dorian Haarhoff. I'm a poet, writer, storyteller and a mentor. And I go wherever stories go. 1,000 years ago I used to be an academic, a professor, but I gave that up as a bad job. And now I live by stories, working in corporates, working in development, working with psychologists, working one-on-one, because we are stories. There's something deeply fictional about a human being. We love stories because we are stories, and they connect us because stories put us in the place of belonging. So here are a couple of stories for us to belong. Yes. In The Halo and the Noose, the power of storytelling and story listening in business life, Graham Williams and I have put together 100 stories. Here's one of them about Nasrudin, the trickster figure. Nasrudin is on his donkey riding down a country road, and he sees other men approaching him on their donkeys, and he thinks they are thieves come to do me harm. So he hops off his donkey, and there's a wall. He scales the wall and he finds himself in a graveyard, and he wanders among the graves, finds an open grave, dives inside, lies on his back and looks up at the sky. Now the men see him and they dismount from their donkeys and they climb over the wall and find themselves in the same graveyard. And they filter through it looking for him, and then they see him. And they circle the grave and they look down, and here is Nasrudin looking up, and he realizes they are not thieves at all. They are neighbors from the same village. And they say to him, "Nasrudin, what are you doing lying in this open grave?" "Well," says Nasrudin, still looking up, "it's a long story, but let us say that I'm here because of you, and you are here because of me." And that's how stories go, and that's how they connect heart, mind and hand. So when you think of a story like that, there are as many meanings as there are listeners. And you can think of that story in terms of, well, when do I get into a hole? What gets me there? What assumptions do I make that end me up in that graveyard hole? And how do I get out? And maybe one interpretation among many is that the other men standing around in a ring around that grave are his other selves. And they reach down and Nasrudin grips their wrists and he is lifted out of that hole. That's one way that story can go. Thank you.